Got ourselves team 1 to go on that team. Like a chill pills putting the group together. We got ourselves a squad with kicks. I like that mug with the hat and everything. It looks good. We got ourselves a Rasp. We got Chicago in the back. We got Diabolical. Waiting for his turn to blast these boys out. Ice Cube is going to be first up as an Arcane this time, not a Frost Mage. We got ourselves Kaz in the back. Merlin as well as Mortal X waiting their turn with Monfel over in the back as well. Cube versus Rasp Sub versus Arcane Mage. Actually quite a mobile set of classes together, fighting one another. Cube taking a bit of damage, got himself at least a little bit of that repositional value with a reverse blink. Poly onto Rasp, does go in for a slow with an Arcane Surge right after. Rasp maybe looking at a potential Ice Block, touching the Magi on him. Cube, I don't know if he got himself Ring of Fire. If you can set it up Ring of Fire together with the touch of the Magi, that combo together does quite a bit of additional damage. Cloak of Shadows for the rogue pretty early though. Cube maybe looking for an extra defensive right now, might be potentially considering Ice Block. Got himself the Ultra to keep himself afloat. Does get interrupted on the Arcane, but as long as he's got an Ultra, did you actually even lose any health? I don't think you even gained health or lose health at all. I feel like your health basically just stabilized at one spot the entire time. I didn't even see it move at all. Gonna be a Vanish interrupt onto Cube with the Rogue, trying to see if he can stay a little bit aggressive, backing up out of there as soon as the Ice Block comes down for Ice Cube, as the man got himself that much needed reset. Has access to the Fire Breath, has access to a lot of cooldowns coming back up, but not before the sap. Oh no. The BM of just not letting Mage get any kind of recovery with the shifting power is rough, but Rasp getting super aggressive though. Good kick on him, trying to see if he can go for a bit of that Ring of Fire with a touch of the Magi. Cube might be in a bad spot. I don't think he has any more health available unless he got anything whatsoever. Got himself a blink last second, but the Rogue is still staying on him with a back-to-back Shadow Step. Ultra time is available. Does Rogue just commit damage? He's got backstabs. He's got a Rupture. He's got himself an Evasion. Touches me. Wait, hold on. On the Rogue. Cube in everyone's game right now. Rasp trying to see if he can get himself a little bit more health. Cube going in for a Ring of Fire. I don't know if he's got anything left. Knocking the Rogue back for a second. Barrages are available. Does get himself a little bit of range damage. Just shurikens him down there. Actually, it's gotten too close for the both of them. Got himself another smoke bomb through this entire encounter as Kaz trying to see if he can mortar him down, but the Rogue is able to escape scot-free. Without any kind of dots, he's back up in action. Cloak Shot is available, and the guy can go aggressive yet again. He's got himself Shadowy Duel too, so he could rotate that instead of one of the dances, just so he can keep the pressure onto Kaz the entire time. As long as he can find a way to get past the stun, past the fear, he might be honestly okay. He could get super aggressive here, especially if he can get an interrupt on the Shadow. Now the Kaz already used up his Dark Archangel form, although that is only a minute CD on that thing, so you can still get quite a bit of value either way though. Stun, Fury immediately with a trinket for Kaz. For Rasmus could be a good situation. Mind Games, Cloak of Shadow is perfect as Kaz just trying to see if he can unleash a little bit of that Void Torrent damage. This allows the Rogue to just get super aggressive. Shadowy Duel for just a second. No one can see what's happening except for us, as it's going to be a full stun into Kaz. Does go for the stun back into the Rogue, trying to see if he can pick up a feather. Does go for the kick. Last second to interrupt him on Shadow for Kaz. He's got himself a little bit of survivability. Vampiric Embrace together with the let's get caught either way. Together with a Desperate Pair. Blind for Rasp with a Vanish to follow. Very aggressive Vanish. But his cooldown should be coming back up here very soon. Shadowblades at the ready very closely with a stun right after. Kaz taking huge shields back to back, but it's going to be a dispersed. Rasp is just super aggro, and I love seeing it. Trying to see if he can go behind the pillar for just a moment. Catch up a little bit of healing. Looking for a reset. This has got himself maybe some CD. Shadowblades is available at the very least. Cloak Shot is coming back up in 50 seconds, so it feels like it's just, he just used it, and it's coming back up very soon. He's looking to get himself a quick catch up behind the pillar. Doesn't think go for the Warlock Hellson too, since they got Dio on the team. But he's still dotted. Someone keeps putting him out in the open. Still a quick sap on the Kaz, using that sprint as well as the Rogue capability, just chilling behind the pillar, get out of combat very quickly. Quick sap at the Kaz just to get himself a reset. Halo, I don't think actually knocks him out of stealth, does it? You would think that Halo would knock rogues out of stealth. I guess for a priest that would be great. For a rogue, that'd be awful. Divine Star does knock us out, pretty sure though, but that is more like a skill shot ability. I guess that's kind of fair. Stun onto Kaz, trying to see if he can get himself a setup. Kaz does have himself Desperate Bear coming back up. CC is all he's really got to keep himself alive, trying to get a slow into Rasp. Dark Ascension might dissuade the Rogue from attacking. Does charge in either way though. Cloak Shot is coming back up for the Rogue in the last few seconds. Does go for the Cloak. Kaz with a bit of a Desperate Bear, looking to desperately keep himself alive with a Vampiric Embrace. Needs to get himself a bit of dots. Void Torn for a second. Rasp does track him into a shadowy duel just to keep the pressure rolling the entire time. Quick kick on that shadow. Does some disperse coming back up in 5 seconds, but I don't know if he survives it before the stun is over. Trying to see if he can maybe come back blind really quickly. Does have a disperse, is going to use it. 23% dampening. The Rogue is still at it, just stabbing him like a madman right now. Just blasted him out with a full fear. Dots are in. Mind games to follow. Rasp does not have a cloak, does not have advantage, does not have an out for this one. Kaz catching a full Mindful Insanity. Hold on. Rasp no longer has the cheat death either and doesn't have catching to reverse it. The Rogue played super aggressively, but actually so actively. I loved it and just put so much pressure into Kaz. Kaz just needed a quick, fast cast of something huge, something potent for a moment to get the Rogue low. No cheat death, doesn't have taken him. I love seeing it. Silence immediately on Chicago, who does go in for a quick Sunder. Void Torrent try to go, I think, for maybe an interrupt. Actually getting juked out as Kaz was able to get a full fear. Dark Ascension, I don't know if Chicago is going to charge at him. No, just going to get slowed down from distance. Try to go for lightning bolts from a distance. This does give Kaz an opportunity just to build up quite a bit of damage of his own. If he can get himself full DP onto Chicago and a full Mindful Insanity, that'd be huge. He does have a pet behind the pillar attack in Chicago as well. So that's actually works out for Kaz. Lightning bolts are ready. Last to follow. Does not have a trinket. Might be in a bit of a tight spot. That's going to be a big zap. Does go. Try to see if we can fade the lightning bolt. Fear on Chicago right after. Does not trinket this one. For Kaz, that is in ages. Got himself at least a little bit of recovery. Trying to go for mind games. I don't know if Chicago got any more survivability here. Root to follow for a second. Kaz is going to try to go for another mind games. No grounding totem for Chicago, so that's huge for Kaz. Got himself Mindful Insanity for just a second. Knocking the Priest around. Does have Disperse back up. Might have to use it right now. Looking to slow down Chicago and try to back up out of there. Actually quite a bit of pressure onto the Shaman. Fade for a second. Kaz looking for a heal. Interrupted on Holy. That's actually fine because he just needs to get himself a Disperse. Trying to go, trying to hold on to the Disperse until a little bit later, but maybe. He's got a silence, he's got a fear. Something you can work with. Trinket's coming back up. Root to follow for Chicago. Hold on, trying to see if he can go for an interrupt. Does interrupt him on Holy, but if fear is going to be out and about, if Kaz can position correctly, he's got a stun, he's got everything here. Knockback by Chicago. Hold on, he's got a decent setup. Silence and a stun could be huge right here. Primordial is up. There's going to be plenty of pets. Does go for the stun in Chicago. Dark Ascension trying to make a bit of a play. Mind Games to follow. Does connect. Lightning Bolt either way is still going to... Does it connect? Mind Games? Maybe. No, maybe grounded. Maybe grounded actually. Or never got to actually cast it. I don't know if Kaz makes it out of here though. Big Yellow Blaster follow. That was actually... I like the back and forth there. That was actually so good. That was actually so good. Chicago's gonna defeat Naughty. Oh, Sky. Yes. Yes. It's just only a wildest fantasies. That's exactly what these duels are about. You know what? I'm sure there's a... I'm sure if you were careful with Rule 32, you could probably find anything out there. Let's be fair. People do get creative once in a while. Monfil blasting out through Chicago. Just slicing right through him with a quick Fel Rush. That's going to be Triples yoinking him back in though. With a full Remorseless Winter coming back up. Monfil trying to see if he can maybe get his damage up and running. No trinket available. He's in a lot of trouble. Back-to-back up Blitzer just chopping right through him. Silence to follow. At least he's got himself an immunity, but at no help whatsoever. You got to find a way to get some kind of damage onto Chills. Unless you can... Yeah, I think it's over. Darkness? Yeah, nothing you can do. That point, all you can do is maybe trust in darkness and hope the darkness maybe keeps you alive for a little bit longer. Mortal does not want to give Chills any opportunity to recover whatsoever. The cleave we can't really control, by the way. They're in the room, and even Kicks trying to give these boys as much of a room as possible. Die takes 0 damage, so you're just not going to go anywhere. Chillpills with an AMS. Mortal with a full burst, full bubble. Everything is available. Chillpills trying to see if he can survive this. Does get hit with a blind. Cannot really go for so much any damage onto Mortal. Can at least go for a little bit self-healing without Lichborn. Snowball back in onto Mortal for just a second. Death back for a moment. Able to at least keep bouncing the snowball between the two. Stun onto Mortal. Chillpills at no help whatsoever. IBF is available. But there's just nothing you can do. It's just a tough one. The Paladin does end up breaking it. I mean, that's all the cool does out of the Pally. Like, he had to have won that one, right? There's just no shot he doesn't. Stun onto Kicks, trying to go for a big go. Mortal does interrupt on blue. If you can interrupt an Invoker on blue, You collect points. You do well. Eternity Surge right now for kicks. Blasting through the Shield of Vengeance of Mortal very, very quickly with big disintegrates right after. Those things are going to do a ton of damage. Mortal is in a lot of mortal danger, in fact, actually. Big Shatter does get himself the immunity. Immunity up for kicks as well. Just avoiding the damage. He's going to be out in a second. Mortal still got immunity against magic damage for a little bit longer. Kicks does have a wall. Full mastery buffs at the ready. Maybe he can survive this. Does have a pretty big, decent defense to live this. Just got to get away from Mortal for a second. Live with him to heal up a little bit. If you can go back in with a couple of disintegrates, I think he'll be just fine. He just got to get himself the angle. That's what he needs. Big hammers out of Mortal or either way. Does have kicks in the execute. Looking for another execute hit. Needs to end this duel right now. The dragon almost takes him. Hold on a second. The dragon almost took him out. But Diabolical goes in with a quick conflagration. Doesn't give the man a chance to turn back at all. Merlin lasso left. Quick reflect onto the Paladino. Does go in for the bubble. Full Crusader immediately. It's going to be a port with a gateway out for Diabolical. But Merlin has mobility to catch back up very, very quickly, kind of blinking all over the place, but still able to catch up. Succubus CC might be able to catch him. So it's going to be Infernal on top of it too. A quick stun onto Dia, opening up these portals onto Merlin. Unless, I don't know, Merlin, maybe you have yourself the magic immunity. That's like the only thing that's really going to help you. Try to go for stun, doesn't quite connect. Actually, it was a little bit too close. Cares about one. Incinerate to follow. That's a lot of damage. Unless you get yourself immunity, it might just be over. Hold on a second. Diabolical just see the conflagration. And I think Forbearance was still up. I don't know if there's much you could do there at that point. That was so... the back and forth. Oh, that was so good. I loved how active the duel was. That was so great. Oh, man. We got to get ourselves another one going just like that. I love that. This is another one, boys. Uno más, uno más.